How's it going, everyone? Got quite a bit to talk about in this video. Have an update on PlayStation Plus and the fact that something that Sony removed has now returned, and it's a pretty notable thing, so we'll talk all about that. A very notable title, upcoming rumored PlayStation title, might be a free-to-play game, and a big game gets its launch trailer. Of course, we're talking about God of War Ragnarok. Alright, first up, PlayStation Plus expiry dates return to the PlayStation Store, and Sony has now updated it to also show that Res Infinite has disappeared from the last chance to play section. So this has been a big talking point as far as PlayStation Plus is concerned, that these games are not there forever. Now, I think people are getting it twisted that this is exclusive to PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Look, I've been very critical about especially PlayStation Plus Premium, as all of you guys have. You can be mad about the window duration of how long some of these games stay for. Like, for example, I could understand if you got mad that Red Dead Redemption 2, I think, had a 180-day window. I believe it was 6 months, and then it ultimately got pulled. But RDR2 was added to PS Now all the way back early this year. So some people got Plus Extra for the first time when that launched, and then Red Dead was only there for a couple months after that, and people were like, what the hell, the games are already being removed. This is just a reality when it comes to subscription service. Usually, you don't get a game on your service in perpetuity unless it's most likely a first-party game. That's usually when those games are gonna be there forever, unless you pay a licensing fee over and over again. This isn't exclusive to just gaming. If you look at music streaming services, and especially, television and movie streaming services, like, you compare Netflix to what it was, like, bro, you watching The Office on Netflix anymore? It ain't happening, and that's, like, a huge blow, but that's just the reality with subscription services. I don't think you should get too mad about that, but you should make it abundantly clear when a game is going to be pulled from the service. So now they have updated it to add that as a feature, or at least return it as a feature. For example, GTA Vice City, the Definitive Edition, you might be mad about the fact that game's only going to be on for about 4 months, so it'll be leaving the catalog on February the 21st. Look, Rockstar Games, even something that's like a, 1/3 of a collection, not cheap to license those games for a subscription service. That's gonna be a pretty penny to pay. Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm sure, costed Sony a pretty penny. And even if they are older games, like an RDR2, like a GTA Vice City, you gotta pay quite a bit of money, and you gotta gauge the value of, what is the value of keeping the game on the service versus, ultimately getting it on the service, having it available for a little bit, using that as a tool to get people to subscribe, and then ultimately, not renewing that licensing deal, or whatever the case may be. Obviously, the value in Game Pass is that a large portion of that catalog is first-party titles, and those are gonna be there for a long, long time. And based on what I've seen, it does seem like Game Pass is getting the longer deals as far as games coming to the service and then staying on the service. Like, they're getting a lot of day one games that are staying on the service for a long time. There's different ways you can also do the agreements. Like, I don't have the details of what's in every specific contract, but sometimes it's like you get a percentage cut. It could be as much as how many people played the game, how many hours was spent on it. You could tailor these deals in a variety of different ways. I think working with a Rockstar, it would be, they want a set figure right out the gate. But obviously, that's neither here nor there. What's returning is the fact that you will be actually able to see when a game is going to be leaving the subscription service. That's why it would be nice if Sony did put more first-party effort into PlayStation Plus. I get it. It's not going to be a reality where, like, God of War is going to be on Plus day one, but could you imagine if it was? I think it would be pretty darn cool, but yeah, that's not happening for the foreseeable future, if ever. Although, Microsoft coming out saying that Game Pass is already profitable, so take that for what you will. Alright, moving on from that, The Last of Us multiplayer might end up being a free-to-play title. Job listing is suggesting The Last of Us multiplayer might be free-to-play if a new job advertisement by Naughty Dog is anything to go by. As noted on PlayStation Lifestyle, a hawk-eyed Redditor spotted the job listing for a live ops producer on the developer's website. which specifically seeks a candidate who is experienced of a AAA free-to-play live title. Now, it doesn't completely specify The Last of Us. However, what other multiplayer game is Naughty Dog working on? I don't think anything. So Last of Us seems to make all the sense in the world. Now, if this is more of a live service free-to-play title, that would also raise the question, hey, you can release this on PC and PS5 day and date, especially with Last of Us Part 1 coming to PC. Seems like that'll go pretty easily hand in hand. I think that would be best case scenario because with these multiplayer games, I could understand the single player games that are story driven and $70, but with these free-to-play titles, the long game is to monetize these games with as large number of players as possible. Make them free-to-play. They aren't going to be system sellers usually. These free-to-play games are usually not system sellers, but if you can get a significant amount of people invested into them, that's when you start making the revenue. That's when you have people that get super invested into the experience dropping, you know, $50, $60, $70, $100, $200, $500. That really does happen, and you know, that's not going to be everybody that plays the game, but if you're talking, you know, you can get 15 million people's foot in the door of a Last of Us multiplayer experience, and let's say even 1 million of them become super invested into the experience. 1/15 become super invested into the experience that they're spending, you know, whatever it may be for a season pass every quarter or every half year, whatever. And they're buying skins and whatnot. Like, we already know free-to-play games, some of them, the ones that really pop off. So, yeah, that's why you want to make these games cross-platform right out the gate. The argument can be made, hey, you can sell more copies of a game that's single-player cross-platform, but single-player games also do have, you know, they're $70 right out the gate, so they're collecting their revenue, and they are more of a tool to sell a console to a consumer base, so you gotta take that into consideration as well, where I think free-to-play games really aren't that, but that's just my 2 cents on how I perceive things. Lastly, I do want to note a game that's definitely going to be selling some PS5s, even though it's going to be on the PS4. God of War Ragnarok has gotten its launch trailer, just 30 seconds long, but still sets the tone for one of the most anticipated games of the year. It looks fantastic based on what I've seen. Yeah, very much excited for it, and, you know, follow up to one of the best games of the last decade. I don't think that's any stretch to say that about God of War 2018, but, definitely check out the launch trailer for yourself. It's very brief, but, I know a lot of people want to remain in the dark about this game. Like, I've said it before, we don't really need any more information about this game to buy. Like, I really do believe the review scores are gonna come out, I believe on November 2nd. It's gonna get 10s across the board, and then people are gonna get a little bit more excited for it, but I think it was gonna be a buy nonetheless. Maybe pushing the cart a little bit before the horse saying it's gonna get 10s across the board, but I'm really getting that perception already, especially hearing the early impressions of it, but we'll see. November 9th, we'll all get our hands on it as well, but that's gonna do it for me. PlayStation Plus expiry dates have returned to the PlayStation Store. Last of Us multiplayer might end up being free to play, and God of War Ragnarok gets its launch trailer. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.